Okay, this is the next Lionel update. So if you didn't know, I said a long time ago on another video that I was going to reuse these N-scale module carts while they're stowed for other uses. So one of the things I do is I park them in the utility room over there, and then the tops, you can put whatever you want on them because it's this barrier underlayment flooring. And now what I've done is I've built some wood tops. I use IKEA tops for the N scale, but they're hollow in the middle, and I wanted to screw down the track or nail it down. I decided to screw it with a 1-inch drywall screw. So just alternating back and forth. Now I'm planning to have 4 main lines on here, and I will have eventually another power pack. I think technically you can run 2 with that, but I want 1 lever for each. And I also have a TMCC controller. Now, the majority of what I'm gonna run is gonna be conventional because each of these main lines, it's for my kids. So basically, you know, it doesn't need to be super fancy. So basically what I've come up with, these are just sitting on the carts right now, and the lips of or the edge of those bumps basically holds it on. It isn't bolted. I could bolt it. I'm probably gonna do that when I figure out where all the tracks go, just for extra safety, but I'm pushing on it right now. It doesn't move. So the carts aren't even locked. The only issue, I guess a couple that I've ran into, is down in this corner where I'm standing, the basement floor goes a little lower. So if I don't have this one block in here as a kind of a shim, then this corner wants to sag down. So everything is bolted together, like all the tables are bolted together with 2 bolts, and these tables are 2 feet wide by 8 feet. So you've got your joint right here, and then basically the bottom is 1 by 3. It takes 3 of them per 8-foot table. So I've got 1 by 3 on the end, and then, well, here you can see this is an end one going this way. So this is 22.5 inches on the inside. So I cut up a 1 by 3 into 4 pieces, and there's 1 scrap, and then I just use a 1 by 3 8-foot on the side. Really simple, and it's all air nailed together with a Paslow little nailer, brad nails. I think they're 2-inch ones that I used. This clamp doesn't need to be on here anymore. That was just when I was lining up the bolts. So I've got my N-scale modules, like I say, stowed underneath. I've already got the bench work. Why not get another layout that can sit on there? Now, the next thing that I'm thinking about, I'll go back over here, is I'd have to crawl underneath right now to get into my chair. So, my couch. So I bought some, basically like a little latch, bolt latch, I guess, and then some hinges. I don't know if these are the ones I'll use, but probably. And I was smart enough when I was at the Lowe's to buy 2 more sheets, or basically it's a sheet of plywood, 3/8, ripped in half. Cut it all with their saw. Got them to cut it as close as possible. So I have enough for 2 more tables. So right now what you're looking at is 16 feet, 8 foot, and then here you've got 2 feet on each side, so 4 plus 8, 12 feet. So you got a 12 by 16 foot layout. But like I say, when I'm sitting in the middle, I have to crawl underneath. And for me, it's a pain in the butt. My kids is no problem. So what I'm probably going to do is make either a 2 or 4 foot extension this way. I made it right now, so I mean there's quite a bit of room on this side, I measured out a 16 by 16 square with an aisle all the way around. So my kids, there's 4 girls and a boy, there's 5 of them. So they can sit on a stool on the outside, they can sit on a stool on the inside. I could make 8-foot table in here, which I like. So basically an extension on the inside. And then that way they would have more room for their buildings and what have you. That's probably going to happen no matter what. But then what I'm also wanting is an extension piece in here with a openable or down drop leaf so that I can walk into the middle. And then if they ever take this to a show, I don't know, the carts are easy to stow, but these tables don't. But I wanted them 2 feet wide instead of 3 feet or whatever. I thought, okay, well, if you're gonna go wider on the tables, you don't need to for the 4 tracks, but you may need to for town buildings or what have you. Because remember, there's 072, this is 054. I had it laid out because I only have enough for 1 loop of 054, where I put 2 more 054 loops. I have an 036 loop and an 3/4 of 042, like basically 3 corners. When I was at Menards in North Dakota, I bought all the track that they had that would work for me. So now I have pretty much all my straights on here, the 3-foot ones. I think I have 1 or 2 left. And then I've got these tighter curves. I'm probably gonna dump the tighter curves, sell them, and then go with 054 twice. The 042 is okay, but it's starting to get tight. That's kind of the minimum recommended radius for the trains I want to run. I've got lots of these shorty cars of 15-inch and 16-inch, but then I've got some of the 60-foot cars, like these pink ones, and they're a little bit bigger. So it took me a little bit to figure out the spacing, and I didn't want this too close to the edge either. So what I would eventually want is some 2-inch foam that'll stack on here and glue it, and then basically make it kind of slope down, and then it'll be trees or grass or whatever the case is, but it'll double as a safety for when these trains go ripping around. My kids put them on full blast and basically won't go through the TV. So this side's not as important, but that side, I want to get that on there before I let them use it without my watching them do it. So as you see, it'll go this way easily. So on these corners, there's quite a bit of room, of course. It's like an old-fashioned model railroader style layout. And I don't know, like if they want to put their Lego on here, they can. I just put these on here for reference. Again, you're going to have 2 main lines here. We could have it so that there's a tunnel and this is raised up above it on foam. This is one of the bigger base plates, so there's really not much overhang, or like I say, if it's on top. And I don't know if you know this, but Lego is kind of an exaggerated O scale. There's a couple O scale vehicles on their road system. So yeah, lots of considerations. Probably want 1 passing siding for sure on the inside. I want to have, it's basically a commuter layout, and I would like to have a way to pull 1 train off. I don't know if I'm going to do crossovers or not. I could put those in later. This track is wonderful to work with. It's so simple. You can bend it a little bit, kind of like Flex Track, kind of like Kato Track. So I had it where these were a little tight because I had added pieces in, and I'm cutting all of the Lionel track with a really thin cutoff blade. Works awesome. Only made 1 mistake on one and had to redo it. Not a big deal. So here's a custom piece. I think I had to cut 4 for the inside, maybe 1 for the outside. And then I've got the wires soldered under here. This is a lamp cord from the dollar store. Just snipped off both ends. Nice thicker gauge wire. It is stranded. And then I've got it mounted into my antique ZW transformer. So as you can see, There's no sag underneath there. I don't really need another cart. The only thing is if I extend it, it might want to do that. So I'd probably make a half version of this for each side, and it would be just for this purpose. And then this isn't mounted to anything, but I'm gonna mount, I made it so the wires are coming down in the same spot. I'm gonna put another feeder on each side and then eventually hook them up into some kind of bus. But right now it's just got one feeder on each track. It does slow down in that far corner. So I kind of want a control panel, old-fashioned control panel on the inside so that they could sit at a stool. I push all the Lego pieces into the middle. Got to clean that up. Got some sawdust to go clean up. And I picked up some 1x3 or 2x3, I guess, and then 4 more 1x3 so that I can make this drop leaf section. So I just wanted to kind of show this. It's for myself and for you guys to see what I'm gonna do next. I don't even know. So probably want to keep this the way it is. If I go thicker or wider, I'll go this way a little bit. Yes, it does cut through my TV, but this is when you have this set up. It's just how it is. Most of what I'm watching down here is the news, so works okay. And I got a TV upstairs too. So yeah, I'll leave it at that, and I'm gonna go do some more measuring. We'll talk to you soon.